are coming with more and more options these days, from the ability to take photos to internet access. The Gadget Guy is here to show us one cool new phone.
How about radio, Michael? I talk to you now, but I'm listening to FM radio through this Nokia 6800.
I knew there was a reason that you were doing what you were doing.
The bad dance, the gadget dance. This is the latest and greatest cell phone from Nokia. And it does have a built-in FM radio with presets, but the catch is you have to use the headset with it. So I have this stylish Borg-esque headset.
Right, yes.
But what I really like...
Terminator 3, I believe they have the same headset.
Is that it? The T3? But as soon as you pull out the headset, the radio dies. But it does some pretty cool stuff. It does little presets and that kind of stuff. And I don't know, it looks kind of cool. There's a little button on the side here that I can mute my call with if I don't want anyone to hear what I'm saying. But as soon as the phone starts ringing, it mutes the stereo and lets you take the call. So
that's convenient. So you don't have to hit a lot of buttons to get from one to another.
Not really. But what I like about this is it is one of the first phones that is a phone that has a keypad but still keeps the 9-digit keypad on the front of it. So I'm going to show this scissor action here. This is going to be really tricky. Check this out. You take the phone and you split it apart.
Oh, wow.
And the phone, changes orientation. Watch the display. It goes from orientation standard to this left to right orientation. So now you can use this split keyboard. If you remember, Microsoft had the natural keyboard.
Yeah, you were showing us that before.
It was to prevent carpal tunnel syndrome or something. So maybe this cell phone prevents carpal tunnel syndrome. I don't know.
Well, it's funny because it seems like so many of our gadgets are the newest, greatest cell phone, and I know it has to be pretty good to catch your attention. So you like this one?
I think it is interesting. It's almost there. It's not quite there yet. But some of the features of this, it's a world phone, so you can use this thing overseas, Asia, Europe. You can use it here in the United States on Singular or AT&T's network. The price is very inexpensive. It's only $50 to $150, depending on whether or not you get new service. It has a speakerphone, which works pretty well. You can set it down on the desk and talk.
Oh, no.
Won't work too well.
Doing that now? That's going to be so annoying.
It does have a regular number keyboard, which is the fact that I like the best. You can still touch dial. A lot of these data phones, you cannot touch dial.
How's the battery life with that radio you were showing us? Is that drained excessively?
Yeah, not as much as other players would, but radio will take power. The color screen is what really robs the most power.
I remember you telling us that before. You kind of, it's a trade-off.
That is the killer. But there are some bad things with this. Despite the fact that it has the full keyboard, it's really best at doing SMS messaging. The email application runs in Java, and it's the first iteration of it, so I expect it to get better, but it's very slow.
What's that mean in English?
Well, you have to load applications to get email. It's not built into the phone per se. Now, they expect that this will copy the BlackBerry, which is the little device that everyone's been carrying since '99. And that's the best email client on the market because it syncs with your corporate email server. What I don't like about it is it will not alert you when you have new email. You have to physically tell it to check email.
So go hit send, receive, or something.
Yeah, it's not always online. There's no Bluetooth on this phone either. And Bluetooth is the Nordic king that,
you've taught us about that.
Some terrible things to lots of people, but now he's a wireless technology that's... some of the new cars are going to use Bluetooth, so your cell phone can be in the seat, and your car stereo will mute if a phone call comes in.
Wow.
The display is a little murky on this phone, so it's kind of hard to see. The real display I'm waiting for is OLED, or Organic Light Emitting Diode. And that won't require a backlight. It'll be built in. It'll be a lot crisper, and it won't rob so much power. So that's a new screen technology that I've only seen one phone with that, and it's just on one of the smaller displays. And then finally, it does not yet sync with your PC. Think about it. Your PC has all your phone numbers, your names, addresses.
It's got your life in there.
It does. Well, Nokia implemented a new standard of syncing, and it's called SyncML, but they've done their own little twist to it. So in order to sync with your desktop, that software is not in place yet. But eventually, you'll be able to send data from the PC automatically into the phone via the network. You won't necessarily need to use a cradle for it.
How far out is that? Do they know?
Hopefully it's months away. But in the past, we've been waiting, sometimes years for syncing devices.
Why'd you bring your other phones?
Here's what, I still carry 2 devices, and I wanted to show this. I've got my old Nokia phone, which is my voice phone here, and you can see it's very comparable in size. I love the size of this phone, and this is what I carry for voice still to this day. Now, what I carry for data is my favorite data device, and that's the Sidekick. What I like about the Sidekick, though, is it has such a great keyboard, as I reveal it here. And it's quite a bit larger, but you see I carry 2 devices, and unfortunately I'm still going to have to because the Nokia 6800 is almost there, but not quite yet. Hopefully software improvements will get it there.
You're such a tough judge, Dave Mathews, Gadget Guy. Thank you very much for joining us once again and explaining and exploring the future for us. Up next, stocks of local interest in your Texas business.